Hello guys, Blagaga here. Now I've been testing Subterrors in the last few weeks and I really like the deck. Only problem is they only have 4 cards at the moment, but we know that they will get additional cards in the future. For example, Invasion Vengeance. But to get to the point of this video, Subterrors aren't doing anything in the metagame right now, and there are 2 reasons for that. First of all, as I already mentioned, not enough support, and second, a lot of problems. And about these problems I want to talk today, and I really hope that the upcoming support will fix these issues. Keep in mind, one card could have multiple effects that fix more than one problem for the archetype. So let's start the top 7 things Subterrors need to be relevant in the metagame right now. And at number 7 we have Spell and Trap Removal. I put this on the last place on the list because we are about to enter a new format where Spell and Trap Removal isn't that important as it was a few months ago. Blue Eyes and Ancient Gear play nearly no back row at all, and if they do, you want to banish all their cards anyway. Most trap cards that Metal Force play are pretty obvious. The only decks that you could really hurt with back row removal at the current point are probably APCs and Heroes. But it's also nice against some Rook and anti decks. It would be a nice side deck option, and it would just give the deck a little bit more options in its matchups. Number 6, a big beater. When I first heard about Subterrors, they were described as huge rock monsters that are tamed to take over the world. 4000 attack and 4000 defense monsters are invincible and unaffected by everything, at least that's how I imagined them. But what we got are an interesting game mechanic that we never have seen before, but nothing like that would have imagined. So what they really need is a behemoth monster with at least 3000 attack or defense. Stalagmus 2800 attack would have been impressive at the start of the year, but since Blue Eyes came out and Ancient Gear has been announced, things have changed. 2800 attack isn't that impressive anymore. Instead, 3000 is the new value that you have to overcome. Or if you don't, you need at least a monster with 3000 defense to stall and to defend yourself. Number 5. A way to special summon the behemoths from the graveyard. So you can special summon the behemoths really easily by using Nemesis Warrior's effect, or for example you could special summon them by their own effect from your hand. But what happens if they are destroyed? That's a big problem. You can't recover them from the graveyard at all. But I will talk about this in specific another point on this list. So let's move on to number 4. And at number 4 is a Subterror Nemesis monster with the same or similar effect to Nemesis Warrior. Yes, this is probably the most specific point on the list, but it needs to happen. Nemesis Warrior at the current point is probably the best card in the deck by a mile. Why? It's because of his graveyard effect. Whenever you flip a Subterror face up, you can immediately special summon him from the graveyard. That means he is always chain link 2 after Subterrors. You might ask yourself, and now? Well, no Solemn Strike, no Tree Toad, no Cyber Dragon Affinity. Instead of negating your Subterrors, they will negate your Nemesis Warrior instead. Even better, as soon as he's back on the field, you can tribute him again to special summon more Behemoth. He can dodge targeting effects this way, he is over a great card. So good that the deck could really need a second or third copy of this guy. So a new Nemesis card. And just imagine flipping a Subterror Behemoth monster face up and special summoning 3 Nemesis monsters from the graveyard this way. That would be really epic. So now we get to the really important stuff. The other things, it's not that important if like one of the things from the rest of the cards that I talked about miss, but if the following things really need to happen, because otherwise the deck is going to struggle a lot and it's going to have a lot of really bad matchups. So at number 3 we have a card that helps you bring out your Subterrors on your first turn. There are a lot of options that you could have creating such a card. The main purpose should be to flip your own monsters face down so that you can special summon your Subterrors from your hand, or you should be able to special summon Subterrors from your hand in the first place, or it should be able to get a Nemesis Warrior together with another monster quickly onto the side on the field, so you're able to special summon a Behemoth from your deck. Another option would be a level 4 Behemoth. You could normal summon it, flip it face down by itself and special summon Behemoth from your hand. The fastest way to get into the game at the moment is to incorporate cards like Desla Coda, Golem Sentry or Moai Interceptor Cannons, because you can flip those cards face down on their own, or a card like Goblin Berg to special summon Nemesis Warrior from your hand and tribute both. Of course, an archetype specific card would be much better. You could search it with the Hidden City or discard it for Stalagmo. It's also pretty awkward to play like 10 cards that are relatively weak on their own and can easily be a death throw. It does really hurt the consistency of the deck and makes it much weaker, and also gives the deck much less power plays. So at number 2 we have a card that can stun your opponent. With other words, more interactions with your opponent during their turn. At the moment we only have the Hidden City, but the field spell can only flip monsters during the battle phase up. Most of the time it's destroyed during your opponent's main phase anyway, and you can't get any benefit from it. We need a way to flip our Subterrors face up whenever we want, or at least a decent counter trap card. Of course you could argue that Prediction Princess Tarot Dry takes that job. I don't know about you, but I would rather play a pure Subterror build. And now we come to number 1. Do you know what the biggest weakness of Subterrors is, at least at the moment? Mass removal. The deck needs protection against mass removal at all costs. One Raigeki, one Dark Hole, even something like a Torrential Tribute, and you lose. Because unlike 90% of other decks, Subterrors don't float. At least Nemesis Warrior can help against single removals, but nevertheless, the deck needs protection. Do you remember what I said at number 5? Once they hit the graveyard, they stay there, you don't have a way to recover them. If your Nemesis Warrior is in the graveyard and you don't control a Subterror, even the most important card of the deck can't help you. You need to summon another Subterror from your hand first, but with no resources on your side on the field, it won't be easy. Even worse, cards like Judgment Dragon or Black Rose Dragon, they take away everything you have and you don't have any chance of a comeback. This is the top problem that needs to be fixed. I can sadly assure you that Subterrors will struggle if they don't get a solution for this problem. Maybe a Subterror Nemesis monster that you can banish from your graveyard to protect your cards, or a Behemoth that makes your face down cards unaffected by other card effects for one turn. Best would of course be a permanent card that protects all your Subterror cards, including the Hidden City, as long as it's on the field. That's it, 7 things that Subterrors need to be relevant in the metagame. Do you agree with my list? Did I forget an important point? How would your own Subterror support card look like if you could create one? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like or sub to my channel. Anyway, thank you for watching, till next time, bye.